Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by green hills, there lived an old shoemaker and his 2 daughters. The elder sister's name was Clara, and the younger one was Lena. Their mother had passed away many years ago, and since then, life had not been easy. The shoemaker was honest and hardworking, but he was very poor. His tiny shop barely earned enough to buy food. Still, every morning, he would sit at his wooden table, carefully stitching shoes with love and patience. Clara, the elder sister, was proud and impatient. She often complained about their poor life. "This work is useless," she would say. "We will always remain poor like this." Lena, on the other hand, was kind and hopeful. She helped her father, cleaned the shop, and always encouraged him. "Father," she said gently, "as long as we work honestly, good days will come." One cold evening, the shoemaker sighed deeply. "Tomorrow, I have leather for only 1 pair of shoes," he said sadly. "After that, I don't know." That night, after finishing his work, the shoemaker placed the cut leather on the table and went to bed with heavy thoughts. The 2 sisters also went to sleep. But something magical happened. At midnight, soft footsteps echoed in the shop. By morning, when the shoemaker woke up, he couldn't believe his eyes. The leather had turned into the most beautiful pair of shoes he had ever seen, perfect stitches, shining polish, flawless design. "This is a miracle," he whispered. He put the shoes in the shop window, and before noon, a wealthy customer bought them for a high price. With that money, the shoemaker bought leather for 2 more pairs. That night, the same thing happened again. Day after day, mysterious shoes appeared, bringing more money and hope. Soon, the shoemaker was no longer poor. Clara grew greedy. "These shoes are bringing us wealth," she said. "We must discover who is doing this." Lena nodded, but softly said, "Whoever it is, they are kind. We should be grateful." One night, they hid behind the curtain. At midnight, 2 tiny, magical shoemaking elves entered the shop. Their clothes were torn, their feet bare, but their hands worked with incredible skill. Lena's eyes filled with tears. "They help us even when they have nothing," she whispered. The next day, Lena made a suggestion. "Let's make clothes and shoes for them." Clara hesitated, but agreed. That night, instead of leather, the sisters left tiny coats and shoes on the table. When the elves arrived and saw the gifts, they smiled with joy. They danced happily, wore their new clothes, and for the last time, finished a perfect pair of shoes. After that night, they never returned. But the shoemaker's life remained blessed. His business grew through honest work, not magic. Years passed. Clara learned an important lesson, that greed brings emptiness. Lena's kindness, however, filled their home with peace. And the shoemaker often said, "True wealth is not gold or shoes, it is gratitude, kindness, and a pure heart."